Hey everybody, Casey Transformer here again, and today I have Transformers Energon Sharkticon, who I believe was Deluxe Class, I'm not sure. Honestly, this is a figure I both love and hate. I mean, let's just go ahead and look at the details real quick. Big old Decepticon symbol around the front. Lots of silver panel way down. It's scraped off a little bit over the years, but it's still there. Some of the white paint scraped off the cans too. As you can see, lots of guns. It's got a little control tower. The Energon port thing. Lots of good paint and details all throughout the back of it. Some mechanical details on the inside there. So yeah, the detailing on it's really cool. It's a really cool little battleship. That's where Sharkticon kind of shines, is the detailing. I'm just repeating myself now. Ugh. The colors can be questionable. While they look good, I personally think purple and yellow and silver look good together. And the black kind of works with it too. It's just, there's so many colors. There's also this blue, there's also a little bit of red. It's too many colors. Just, it's not that it doesn't look good, just that it looks broken up. That's where the problem is. In robot mode, it's not much of a problem, but in this mode, it looks like you slap different parts of a ship together. This does not look cohesive at all. It really doesn't help that the legs are basically just hanging under there. I mean, for everybody who complains about Prime First Edition Starscream, look at this. It's literally just his legs. Just his leg. At least Starscream's kind of blended in a little bit. This one's just kind of there. And even from the side, you can tell it's its legs. Which really kind of sucked, but I can go over it. Another thing he shines at is some of the gimmicks he has. Like fully rotating cannons that have even the little cannon barrels moving up and down. Even on the front they do that. They can rotate. You can get your hand in there. Oh, kind of got stuck on there one. There you go. If you lift them up a little bit, it's a bit easier. You can rotate them freely. And as you can see, the cannons do move up and down, even on the small front ones. That is a really great little detail. I mean, that's really good play value there. I remember messing with these all the time as a little kid. So those are really cool. I'm not sure what these ports here and here are for. And here are obviously screw holes, and just put stuff on it to make the screw holes look good. I'm not sure why they're here. I don't know. Maybe some part of a battleship or something. Now he can stand up as a ship just fine because of how the legs are. Kind of it's almost like a stand for him. So overall, vehicle mode's not bad. I mean, it's a cool idea. And the colors are good, just too many of them. Unfortunately, the only Energon figure I have with me is the really crappy Energon Grimlock, so there he is next to Sharkticon. So, honestly, I think this guy just got a repaint. I think I'd be fine with him. I don't mean the G1 colors, I don't think they really work on him. I mean like some kind of maybe sea colors or something. Kind of like Sea Attack Ravage, maybe something like that. He does have one more gimmick. You can actually grab the sides of the front and split them. And the gimmick here actually reminds me of something out of Beast Machine, just how elaborate it is. Well, it's not really elaborate, but it takes up a huge chunk of his vehicle mode. And you can see 2 cannons. Unfortunately, I've lost the missiles, but again, these actually are pretty good because they can move quite a bit. You can have them move in and out, and you can even turn them. I mean, they didn't have to do that. They could have just had cannons that just stood there. But they even put in a little joint where you can actually turn them. Have them aim, say, upward at an enemy. Oop, and he's popping apart. But yeah, you can actually move all the cannons to where they're actually aiming slightly upward. So yeah, Grimlock. Yay, dead. It's just like Pacific Rim, isn't it? Such excitement. But yeah, that's actually a gimmick I kind of like, at least for the vehicle mode. You'll see how it'll become a problem in robot mode. Now let's get to the robot mode. Transforming is pretty simple. If you've ever had Cybertron Victor Prime, it's very similar. Like the arms here are different because you split the back instead. But the chest is here, the back kibble's here, and the legs are here. Very similar to Victor Prime. Or Victor Prime's very similar to this guy, actually, because this guy came first. Then you just unpeg the feet from the front, the only thing holding them there. And you're gonna flip this there. Turn the legs so they're pointing forward. Flip the feet. Take this whole piece, the whole front of the ship, and just flip it onto his back. Yeah. Turn these around and unfold the arm, and then you just kind of accordion those into there. Same with this side. Oh, kind of difficult how my joints are going through here, but when they're pegged in, they're actually pretty solid. And there you have Sharkticon. This figure has one really big issue. First, once again, let's grab Grimlock. Yeah, Grimlock stand. Oh, God, I thought Sharkticon had bad joints. Oh. Yeah, Sharkticon still has worse joints. You can see he's now taller than Grimlock. Let me move the camera, actually. Definitely taller than Grimlock. And now I'm going to be holding him the entire time because I hope this is just my figure, but mine has extremely loose hip joints. This was a problem at Legend Starscream, but that wasn't so bad considering he had no kibble. But yeah, basically, like, I would say somewhere between 1/3 and half of his vehicle mode is a backpack. Now this is where the gimmick kind of works against him, and it wouldn't be so bad if his hips weren't so loose. And this isn't like some remold or repaint or anything. This was the first version of this guy, and his hips were already this loose. I mean, this is really bad. And it was like this out of box too. I guess I'm hoping it was just mine. Oh, there, I got on the stand. I'm hoping it was just mine, but it's a big problem with a figure that has this kind of backpack. Granted, it looks kind of cool. It's like he's got a cape, but it just works against the bad hips here. I have to kind of like break his ankles and knees just to give him the stand. But once you do, it actually kind of, you can give him kind of stand. There he goes, got his chest pointed out a little bit, but he should be proud. He's actually kind of a cool robot mode. Speaking of which, let's get a better look at that. The newest detail core, well, really the only new detail, because the rest of the robot you can actually see in vehicle mode, is that head. And oh my god, I love this head. Just look at that. That's such a badass head. It's so simple yet so awesome. Score's got light piping. I don't really care for light piping too much anymore, just because sometimes it doesn't look good while painted eyes, like say Grimlock here, always look good because they're always there. But it is actually pretty good light piping. Just the design of that head. He has like the Optimus Prime mouth with a little spot in it. He looks like he'd be really fat. He looks like a shark. He looks like he transformed from a shark. I don't know why, but something about how this looks makes me think of a shark. Maybe it's a little gill kind of thing going on the side of his head. Just all that detail on that head and how good it looks. I love it. I would love to take this head off and put it on a different figure. Not that this is a bad figure, just those dang hips. It just looks really cool. He looks like a knight. Some kind of shark knight. There we go. He's a shark knight. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Come on, shark knight. That's a good Sharkticon stand there. Of course, you can see the back of ship's now his chest, and the other side of the ship is his legs. And the back of the other part of the back of the ship is his arms. Which can be problematic because of the fins, because I was hoping maybe they folded up, but they don't. And if you want his arms down the side with the elbows forward, you have to move his kibble out of the way, which can make things even worse with his balance. Because now his kibble isn't lying against his back, and now it's just kind of yeah. But these fins do look really cool in some ways. Like, you get a pose like this, like he's going to punch somebody. It almost looks like he's going to slash somebody with them. Here. Slash the really crappy Grimlock. I feel better now. Some of his gimmicks still work in this mode, of course. All the turrets still move, so you could have him shooting at somebody behind him. If you wish to. Have him shoot from the side. You can even kind of have overhead shooting from his shoulders. He could just be standing there shooting down, you know, with Sky Blast? Yeah, Sky Blast. You'd just be sitting there shooting down Sky Blast from right there. And of course, his big cannons actually still work. which actually help with his balance a bit, depending on how you use them. Hence also the reason why they could turn. That's probably the reason why they could turn is for the robot mode. But they gave full turning, so you could actually play him backward if you want. Yeah, turn him forward, and there you go. Now you can use his cannons. You can even make it look like he's holding on to him ready to fire. Now, this looks really bad from the back, but from the front it looks kind of awesome. Because, I mean, he just has two, hip-mounted cannons. I think you could even... well, you can kind of collapse them in a bit, but that makes it more back-heavy. I guess what you could do is do something like this, but then that just looks really bad. And his crotch keeps popping off his chest. Still, it looks cool, but it doesn't really help much with his balance. Let's see if we can get him to stand like this. Kinda. It's a little bit better, but no. Nope, not doing it. Nope. There we go. So yeah, that's how his gimmick works. His articulation's pretty good. He does have a ball jointed neck, but he can't look up and down too much, but you can get a little bit of him going down or looking up, or more like looking forward and looking down. Swivels pretty well. Swivel at the shoulder. You do have outward movement like this if you wanted to, but of course there's this, and he does have kind of floating elbows. They kind of look the arm looks kind of broken from the side, but from the front looks fine. Also, back in the day where they just kind of make vaguely fist-shaped things and then drilled a hole in it. Yeah, not the best, but it was Energon days. What did you expect? Actually, it looks like this could almost pop off his arm. Weird. Anyway, he also has a waist swivel, surprisingly. Even though it clips in, it's actually on a swivel there, so that's really nice. Ball jointed leg, as we saw before, really got a good amount of motion, just nothing you can do with it because how slippery they are. Swivel below the ball joint there. Got a hinge at the knee. Pretty good. 90 degrees. You can knee somebody with his little spike there. And he does have ankle movement. Enough that you could actually do something with it. Actually, yeah, if you get the knee going too, you could get him in like a walking pose or something like that. That actually looks pretty cool. He actually stands better like that than he does with his feet together. So yeah, I actually like Sharkticon, surprisingly. Like I said, he has a lot of flaws, especially mine with its hips. But if you find one with good hips, I think you'll like this figure. I think he's a really good figure. I do think the color scheme is a little bit blinding, but in robot mode it's a bit more cohesive with its repeated colorings. And overall, really like him. I would recommend him. If you can get him for about 10, 12 bucks, I wouldn't pay more than 15 or... I would say 15 or 16 is the most I would pay for this guy. At least this one. The BotCon, Sharkticon color ones, yeah, go pay whatever you want for those, but as the mold itself, I would pay, $15, $60 for. I actually would love to see this guy as a re-release with, the hips fixed in a better color scheme. But as it is, pretty good figure. Definitely get him if you think he looks good. If you can put with the color scheme, you can find one with good hips, go get him. I'm Casey Transformed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Go get this guy. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.